I hope you're all comfortable with us recording. We're going to record this session. And on that note, really, I would like to welcome you all to this amazing opportunity, this amazing space. We're all connecting from different parts of the world with our different roles, with different life experiences. And we're all coming together to really celebrate women, to acknowledge our women as leaders in their own lives, in our organizations, in our communities, and to explore what it means to break the bias. To kind of get us started as well, really, the Social Enterprise Academy is the host of this event, and it's just so exciting that we are all here to experience this. And to kind of get us started, a true Social Enterprise Academy way is that my colleague Rosie, who's here, our tech support, will be putting up a temperature check kind of feel, a way for us to kind of get the feel of where are we at as individuals, as we are connecting from wherever we are. How are we today? How are we feeling right now as leaders? So I'd really like to invite you to say, okay, how am I feeling right now as a best leader in my space? So how are you going to do this? So if you're connecting on your cell phone, as you can see, there's a little icon with a picture. You can annotate on here to indicate where you're at now. Are you feeling ouch, grainy and gloomy? Or are you feeling on top of the world? And at the top, you'll see the view option, and then you'll have the annotate. Click on the annotate button, and then indicate where you're at along this spectrum of feeling. Okay, so some of you have used stars, some of you are using your names, but it will be good to kind of get the feel of where people are at. You can use any of the awesome pictures and stamps. Stamp is a nice one. There's a heart as well. So right now, I must say, I'm here. This is where I am right now. It was a feeling on top of the world. That's just because I'm in the space at the moment. And someone could be right now connecting and they're not feeling well and they're on this end, but they want to be in the space. So the beauty and the challenge of being online is that some of us are probably bedridden and we're not feeling well, but we want to be here, or recovering from COVID and we don't need to be in the office, but we're connecting from our homes. So it could be in any space. So please, don't be shy to indicate where you're at right now. It's not about anyone else. So I can see we have a few people we have someone on the left who's feeling a bit, ouch. We have someone in the middle and the last bit at the end. So it's kind of nice to see where we're at right now in the space and how we are feeling. Thank you so much, Rosie, for that. And it's so nice to have all 25 of you. And today, as you can see, I am your facilitator. I'm the moderator for today. And my name is Tobeka Poswa. And I am the facilitator with the Social Enterprise Academy. And then we also have our awesome panelists who are here with us today. We have Yasmin, who is the co-founder and chief learning architect at Neo1, and she's in Malaysia. She'll tell us more about herself. We have Buile, who is based in Scotland, and she's the founder and managing director at Dekomai Ltd. She'll let us know more around that. We have Mwenu, who is based in Zambia. She's a relationship manager at Priority Banking. She'll share her story, as well as Tessa, who is the co-founder as well. So those are our 4 awesome panelists who are here today. And to kind of have you understand what our day is going to be, or our hour is going to be like, is like the Social Enterprise Academy really likes to have us as participants, as people involved, is to really think about what we're experiencing. We have our experiencing experience, we reflect on the experience, we understand it, and our actions. So at the end of this, as much as we here to listen to these awesome four ladies, it's also about us to reflect in our daily lives and to understand it and act differently and show up differently in our spaces. So really the Social Enterprise Academy approach is really run by the COBE learning cycle. And what's amazing is that these panelists are going to share when in their lives as members of their communities, organizations, were they their best? How were they their best? And they're going to share with about 4 minutes. So it's going to be very brief and to the point. And then we'll have some questions and comments from you all, lovely people that are here. Feel free to ask questions, put the questions in the chat. If you're going to say something verbally, be able to say it directly, precisely, so that everyone else has an opportunity to share their questions. And it gives us an opportunity from our panelists to give us feedback. And then at the end, after they've shared, we will then have a point where you'll be put in breakout rooms very quickly to really reflect and to connect with each other on certain questions. So we'll put up the main questions we would like you to tackle in the breakout room. So don't be scared, don't be shy. Don't say, oh my gosh, breakout rooms, let me disappear. Trust me, it will only be 20 minutes and it will be straight to the point and it'll be worthwhile. And really on that note, I really like to take this opportunity to have our first panelist kind of share with us. And what she'll really be doing is giving us a brief about her organization and her social enterprise, and a time when they were at their best as a leader, all right, within their organization community, all right, and then how they managed to break any form of bias they had to come across. So they have 3 minutes. They might tackle 2 of these or 3 of these, and therefore it will be Tessa, and then after Tessa it will be Yasmin, and then we'll have Muenu, and then we'll have Baile. So I hand over to you, dearest Tessa, as you unmute yourself so that you could share with us your experience.
Thank you so much, Rebecca, for kicking us off. Before I jump into my spiel, I know I have 4 minutes, but I'd love to just invite everyone to take a collective breath together. So we arrive, I know it's the morning for some, it's the afternoon for me, but yeah, just inhale with me, inhale, and exhale, let it all go. Oof. All right, thank you for doing that with me. So hi everyone, my name is Tessa. I am the co-founder of MindTerra. We are a workplace mental well-being consultancy, and we run workshops and tailored programs with clients to improve resilience and mental well-being in the workplace. We are also working on developing an app or a service to serve the mental well-being of individuals as well. We are a female-founded team. My co-founder is actually also here, and our team consists entirely of women. So I'm super excited here to be on this panel and share with you some of my experiences. So as you may be able to glean from a little bit of background about MindTerra, I'm super passionate about mental health and people. So to Rebecca's question about, me being at my best in my work, I think it's when I'm having fun and I'm connecting with my team on a deeper level. I think it's very important that we treat the people we work with as people first, instead of, just as teammates or colleagues, like they're people first, and always make it a point to be very humble and open to different thoughts and perspectives. I remember I was on a MindTerra call, a team call, and a friend was in the room. And after the call, the friend said to me, you guys are laughing a lot during that call. And I think that's exactly when you're at your best, when you're laughing and when you're having fun, because if you can, just be together in that way, I think that's when you're at your best. And then in terms of breaking the bias, I thought the story that I would share was when we had just finished running a workshop for a client and we were on a call getting feedback from them. And the HR individual said to us, very just straight up honest, and I appreciate the honesty, but she said to us, I'm sorry, but do you have someone older than you on your team? It's just that our employees would probably prefer someone who looks older or someone with more experience. I think that was the underlying thing. And what's funny or striking about this is that my facilitator and I had already anticipated that the way we looked or our age would kind of be an issue. So we actually addressed this at the beginning of the session that we ran in the context of diversity and inclusion. Like we were talking about, different age and gender. So we did anticipate this was the thing, but it's just striking that it came up in an HR, feedback interview. So, I think there are always going to be things that you can't control, biases that you're always up against, based on things that you can't change, and who you are. So I'm really glad that we're all here today to have the opportunity to be more cognizant of these biases in all of its form, especially gender. And with that, I guess I'm going to pass it back to Becca.
Great. Thank you so much, Tessa. There's quite a bit there, but I don't want to go too much into conversation just yet. But I will like for us to chat a bit about the age aspect, because that's what I picked up there, was more the age bias and how you navigate that, even though you were well prepared. And on that note, Yasmin is now ready for her to come in and share. Thank you very much, Tessa.
Hello, Assalamualaikum. Good afternoon. I'm Yasmin, tuning in from Malaysia. So I'm very visual. So because of that, I'm going to share my screen. I've prepared some simple deck, not too much, so that it will also help people who are also visual like me to go through the flow, flow of my sharing. So basically, this is who I am. If you can see CEO, right? A lot of people say, "Oh, CEO, wow, that's a designation that people may want to have." But for me, a CEO is Chief Everything Officer, whereby I do almost all the thing in my organization. So perhaps I can share with everyone here what our organization is. Newa Associates is the organization name that I'm attached to. I'm the founder. I'm the co-founder actually. So we have started this venture since 2010. So we have been in operation for 11 years. We are basically the learning and development solution provider based in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. So what we do is basically, if you could see the slides, there are a lot of things that I do. So we do learning and development design. We also run program delivery. We also champion coaching that is centered around ontological coaching. We also do graphic recording. I also have a co-working space that we're operating. We also have coffee bar. We also part of a Social Enterprise Academy, as Newa Associate is the hub partner for Social Enterprise Academy. And we also have Newa Academy, another outfit that we have focusing on online learning. So if you can see, there's so many things that I do, but what I am most passionate is about being a curriculum designer. So in my organization, we have two main curriculum designer, which is myself and my partner, Juara. At the same time, we also have other associates, around 25 people that work with us, collaborate with us with different projects that we have. So in a nutshell, that is a little bit about myself and my organization. So I would like to talk about myself as a entrepreneur, woman entrepreneur. I think entrepreneur is one, managing companies is one. So I have 3 companies, which is a new one, New Uprise, and also another tech company called Lakar Technology Sdn Bhd. Managing companies is one. That comes with it the finance, the clients, the staff, and whatnot. I'm also a mother. I have 3 kids. The latest addition is 9 months old. I'm also a daughter, taking care of my elderly, taking care of my parents who is getting old. Also my partner, my husband. Other than that is my role as a program designer, lead facilitator, and product owner for my tech venture. So when I look at all this, right, as a woman entrepreneur, for myself, it's not easy. It's like you are just like this picture, you're on trapeze, doing this act almost every day. So what I gather is that it's not an easy task, because you are not juggling, you are balancing all those things together. So I want to proceed with sharing about I am at my best. When is this? So if I were to reflect on my journey so far as an entrepreneur, for me, I am at my best when I have my goals achieved against all odds. Just like this picture, when I wanted to set up my own co-working space, and it's not just a co-working space. I'm actually acquiring a 3-story building from zero to 1 million funding. So it was not easy task. I managed to get it within 1.5 years. And if you see the picture on the right, that's the 3-story building that I managed to get it up and running, started in 2019. So that's why I said I'm at my best when I see my goals achieved against all odds. Odds for me would be from zero funding to 1 million. And for me, it's very important when I get to work with like-minded people. That's why I'm very excited to be one of the hub partner for Social Enterprise Academy, because they have great people that is like-minded like us, love learning and development and making a change all over the world. Last but not least is I'm at my best when I see my visualization into reality. So that's why I'm sharing with all of you here the picture of things that I visualize and turn into reality. And I would like to take this opportunity to share also something that get me excited every day is about seeing my company. I don't know. So right now, I have 3 companies. I envision to have more. To see a possibility to create this reality of Fortune 100 best companies to work for. I don't know when I'm going to get this. I'm just going to paste that vision in my mind. So what get me excited is the experimentation from 0 to 1, which is tech venture, from nothing to have a solid products and market. And also 1 to 10 is about making it sustainable and operationally well. For me, it's about continuous learning, growth, and also unleash my potential. So basically, that is one thing about me. The only thing that I would like to end my sharing is about the bias. Throughout my experience, one interesting experience I had was when I was lined up to prepare for my pitching to get my funding. And then the officer who get me ready for my pitch to the board said, Yasmin, could you please wear a hijab to make it easy for you to get this funding? I know I'm a Muslim, it's just that I choose not to. At that moment, I feel like I want to cry because you're evaluating because of my hijab. Are you evaluating because of the potential and the results that I have in my venture? So that is the most I can think of with regards to bias. So yeah, that's all from me.
Yasmin.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Yasmin. And on that note, I will quickly pop over to Muwenu, my neighbor here in Zambia, and I hand over to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for everyone attending this event. And thank you so much to the Social Enterprise Academy for according us this platform for us to share our work and what we're doing as women in our communities and in our various countries. So thank you so much. So my names are Mwanenu Makai. I'm a financial banking and financial services professional working here in Zambia. But my social enterprise involves working with women and girls in leadership training and personal development in order to increase their employability and their value. So as an individual, I'm a product of mentorship. So because people have poured into me, helped me grow, developed me, so I thought of transferring those skills also to someone else, some other girls and women in my community who may not be aware or may not be living to their full potential. So I help such girls achieve their full potential by developing their skills, teaching them about entrepreneurship, giving them knowledge and financial literacy, basically just building their capacity. So that is some of the work I do in Zambia. So when I'm at my best, so I'm at my best when I'm working on something that I'm passionate about. So working with women and with girls is one of my deepest passions. So because people are poured into me, I am at my best when I'm also pouring into others, helping them grow, helping them move from one level to another in either in their entrepreneurship journey, whether it's in their work, whether it's just in their personal lives, could be as a homemaker or as a student. So I want to bring out the best in such individuals to show them how they could achieve their goals and develop themselves as an individual. So we focus on personal development, we focus on entrepreneurship training, we focus also on financial literacy and teaching them various skills that can help them be more marketable and acquire jobs or create jobs for themselves. So my source of motivation, which also puts me at my best, is when I challenge myself to keep improving daily. That is when I feel that I'm at my best. So I'll share a bit of some of the biases that I've experienced as as a woman working in Zambia. So I recall a time when I was just getting a job. So I shared with my then manager then that I shared some good news that I will be getting married. But then some of the negative comment that came from that was, oh no. So once you get married, we expect you to, or most young ladies end up expecting or become expectant mothers, and then after that they may have to go away on leave. So that may sort of derail your career or not make you advance maybe the way your other friends are advancing or other males are advancing. So from that comment, I know she may not have, it may have been done unconsciously and with no ill intent, but then that's just some of the, that's just one experience that makes us aware that biases are still present even for women working in Africa and across the board. So what helped me navigate this bias was, firstly, I was aware because so many people have mentored me from the time I was young. So they have made me aware of some of the biases that are present or some of the stereotypes that are present against women. So even as I was working and had such views coming from women and men, I had to go the extra mile. So I had to double my work. I ensured that I did not let any of those negative things that were associated with being a woman become real to me. So I ensured that I worked hard, I was always on time, I did my best, and ensure that I was shining wherever I am, and whatever task I'm doing, I ensure that I did my level best to show them that women really can be the best. So some of the internal qualities that help me navigate some of these biases are resilience. So resilience, resilience is just being able to bounce back from any negative experience that one may have. Also being empathetic, put myself in those shoes of those people who may wrongly judge us as women. And also I was able to be emotionally intelligent by handling my emotions well and being able to correctly interact with people without being aware of my emotions. So that is some of my experiences that I have as a working woman and just working in my community. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Umwenun. That was brilliant. And as we go on now, my colleague, I love the stories and you guys all sharing, and Baile now will continue from there and then we'll have some Q&A. Everyone, please feel free to add some questions in the chat. Thank you, Baile, over to you.
Hi, my name's Baile Adeoti. I'm the Managing Director of Decamite. Mark Twain once said that the two greatest days of a person's life is the day that they're born and the day that they discover why. When I was a teenager, I always felt that I wanted to help women. I wanted to help them be more present, be more prominent, and be seen in every aspect of their life. When I was at school, I never saw any women of color coming to my school to talk about their experiences or to also encourage me in my journey. So I saw that as an opportunity for me to be somebody that could go into schools to speak to young girls like myself, to speak to them and inspire them to say that they could do whatever they wanted. So later on, I set up Decamite, and it started off as a social enterprise for employability. When the pandemic happened, I realized that it was a greater opportunity for me to impact more women and reach more women. We were only 1.5 years old, but I'd already had women from our community asking me how Decamite was so successful. And I thought, we're only a year old and you're seeing it as successful. So that's where I saw the opportunity to create enterprise courses to help them learn what I had learned, to bring everybody to the table that had ever helped me with my business, and to make sure that they could also succeed in the United Kingdom and in Scotland. Ethnic minority businesses contribute 25 billion to the UK economy, but with the right support and right knowledge, the Small Business Federation and other organisations believe that ethnic minority businesses could contribute £100 million to the UK economy every year, which I think is an amazing fact. But I also realise that there are so many biases that ethnic minority women in particular have to overcome. One such thing is you cannot run a successful business in the United Kingdom. There's no room for you. You can have it as a side hustle. And the word hustle, I absolutely hate. It means to move or work rapidly and tirelessly. And I don't think anybody needs to do that in the UK. And that's why Decami exists. We exist to help women from ethnic minority communities birth their businesses in a safe and supported environment. But not only that, so that they can grow those businesses in an environment that nurtures them. And we do that through signposting. When am I at my best? I'm at my best when I help other people realize those dreams. I am at my best when I help other women birth their businesses. I'm at my best when I walk into a classroom full of kids and they see a brown-skinned woman coming to speak to them about social enterprise. And that's the opportunity that the Social Enterprise Academy has given me to be able to deliver those workshops in schools. And their faces light up as I explain to them that they have the potential to be a world change maker and they can change the world today. I would love to share a story about a woman that we've helped. And that woman had always been an entrepreneur. She started her business when she was 12 and she started it because it was out of need. And her brother had said to her, you need to earn yourself some pocket money. I will pay for your school fees, but you need to earn your pocket money. So she did that. She earned her pocket money by making samosas all the way in high school and all the way in university. And when she got married, she stopped that enterprise business and she just kept on working. But when her marriage failed, she had to sell everything to support herself and her young family. She moved to Scotland and she got herself a job, but she still had the heart to start a business. And she knew that in Scotland, it was possible for her to start a business. So when she heard about our enterprise courses, she was the first one to sign up and she invited her friends and said, come, let's go to Decami. They're going to teach us how to be successful entrepreneurs in Scotland. And I was really surprised, to be honest with you, because I had known Aura. She was my mother. She was the first entrepreneur I ever knew. Yet she sat there wanting to learn from me about how she could be an entrepreneur in Scotland. And those are the type of women that we help. We help women like the 17-year-old version of myself who want to see other role models. But we also help women like Aura who want to set up businesses, but also believe it is possible for them. Thank you so much.
Sure. I am overflowing. I don't know about everyone else in this space. Amazing ladies. Thank you, Baile. Whew, I don't know. I feel like I need to breathe for a minute there. It was amazing. Thank you so much, ladies. I would just really love to see our 4 panelists, just them being spotlighted right now, so that they can all we can just look at them, all 4 of them, 4 spotlight pins. That would be great. That way we can just give them a moment and be grateful and see all these lovely questions in the chat that have come through. I don't know if you lovely ladies have seen some of the chats. Thank you so much. Your stories are just touching my heart. I'm actually speechless. I don't know about you all. I'm a bit emotional right now. But having said that, you know, it's like navigating the bias, navigating and understanding how you show up to be your best, to do what you love, right? To do what you are possibly born to do. And there's questions like Chris would like to know how you, Tessa, managed and how you replied to the HR consultant on that. And also then another question before Tessa answers that possibly is, what is the most, so here's an amazing husband here in the room, wanting to know, you know, as a husband or as a partner, how can you support your spouse to build their or her career or her to achieve her dream? So there's a question for all 4 of you, or 2. And there's another great question. Okay, Chris is acknowledging Jera's question. I've just given that away. Yasmin, your husband's asking you the question. Tess, do you want to, or anyone else, do you want to answer any of these questions? I see Baile is unmuted, so go ahead.
Sorry, I forgot to put myself off mute.
No worries. Yes. Okay, go ahead.
So I guess with the spouse question, it's about having open communication with your spouse. That's what my husband always tells me, especially because I always get invited to so many things and we have to juggle childcare. So it's just navigating that and having that communication, and obviously also communicating my aspirations and dreams with him. He works in the tech industry, so even in the pandemic, when I had zero income, receiving no salary whatsoever, had to sit him down and be like, honey, you need to support me because I've now got an expensive hobby, but this hobby is going somewhere. As most people would say, it was an expensive hobby, but we were supporting. In 2020, we supported 62 women set up their business. And in 2021, we supported 232 women with their businesses. So it was just to have that open communication, say, there's a period of time where you're going to have to support me until I'm able to pay myself. But the most important thing for me was to make sure my staff were getting paid. So I was last in the pecking order, but they were getting paid. They knew that they had a roof over their head. And it's just even just to discuss challenges and support. We're developing a learning platform, and that's where his tech comes in to include him and even just to bounce ideas off. So I think, making your spouse feel involved, but just keeping those lines of communication open.
Great. Thank you very much, Baile. There's a question also, and I think Mwenene had touched on it, on some qualities around what are some of the qualities someone needs to develop to break the bias. You had mentioned resilience, empathy as two. I don't know if you would like to add some more to that, or any of you other ladies can just add to those in the chat as well. Over to you.
Okay. Thank you so much. So yes, indeed, resilience and empathy are some of the key qualities that we need to break the bias. But additional to that, I believe emotional intelligence is also important. So as an individual, you should be aware of your own emotions. That way you'll be able to correctly interact with others. And once you manage your emotions, you'll be able to manage others. You will be aware when you're feeling low and you can seek for help. You will be aware when it's a good day, or it's most times, sometimes some women may come out not so good. You may dent your relationship, but if you're aware of your emotions, you'll be able to correctly manage yourself and manage others. So I believe other than resilience and empathy, emotional intelligence is also a very important skill that one should have. Thank you so much.
Great, thank you very much. Tessa, over to you.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and answer the question. Thank you for that question about what I said to the HR individual. Honestly, I think what we responded with the fact that, yes, we do have experts and advisors on our team, but our core team are people who are, who look like us. And I think the response to that was, oh, can you go like find someone older, bring them onto your team and bring them into the training, and they're kind of can come in under Mindterra. And so at that point, the conversation, we were kind of like, okay, like we'll talk about it. Let's keep in touch. But I think the biggest learning from that is, people are going to tell you that they want this and they want that. Like maybe one day they'll be like, can you go put on a blue sweater? And the next day we want a green sweater, and the next day yellow sweater. But you have to stick to whatever color you are, because at the end of the day, all those things they're telling you to do, they're all excuses. And I think people who resonate with you are going to see your value no matter what color sweater you're wearing. And so you craft your core values and you draw your lines, and you don't put your time and effort into people who are not going to see your value. So you break the bias in your own way. And I don't think that there is a right or wrong way to go about these instances, all these examples that my fellow panelists have brought up. I don't think there's a right or wrong way to address it. It's just addressing it in your own brand and your own flavor. Yeah.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I guess, Emily, thank you for sharing your frustration and your anger. But then the upside of that is really, how do we then, and her question is what do you think we should do in schools to support young girls and boys to help them break the bias? So I would love to give you a moment to answer that, but feel free to add that in the chat. Because really, I would like to now just include everyone else in the space. And I don't know if we're going to have time for the breakout. So, but rather, let me put the question to everyone as we are here together, instead of going into the breakout room, and ask these questions for ourselves and see if anyone wants to describe something briefly around describing your experience. Now, what's as a woman and as an ally. So what's amazing around this right now is that we are in a space where there's women and men. And even though it's International Women's Day, it is the advancement of society and civilization will only happen once all aspects of society partake in this journey, so that as a society we take off. I like to use the analogy of a bird. So if a bird is going to take off, the bird will not take off if the one wing is weak, or if one wing is not built its capacity to its fullest. So for us to advance as a society, we need these two wings to be at their best capacity so that society can take off. So I'm very happy to see our gentlemen who are here and I'm assuming you're here because you are allies, but you also want to figure out, how do you as an ally support? How do you prepare spaces for us to advance so that you advance at the end, right? So it's all for all at the end. So feel free to describe, or anyone can share with us, describe this experience on how you have, am I asked? Yeah, that's the right question. How you have been your best. You know, how have you been at your best in your organization or community? Or look at what did you do to help to facilitate this experience? So if you experience something, how did you, maybe David, facilitate a space for another woman that you know who's supposed to come in so that she can be at her best and do some form of work in a space where a woman wouldn't be allowed? Or maybe Connor, I'm just saying names that I'm seeing here, and Chris as well. Or what support and what support and contribution did others make to that experience? So as us women, have we had any other women or other allies contribute for us to advance as well, to be able to break the bias or to be our best in our spaces? I don't know if anyone wants to just share something, just to get a few voices.
Can I just comment on something, Rebecca?
Thank you.
With regards to the question that Emily posted about what do you think we should be doing in schools to support young girls and boys to help break the bias? I think for me personally, it's about to have respect towards each other, regardless of their races or cultural, where they are coming from, and embrace the diversity, respect and embrace the diversity. So if we are in the context of embracing diversity, then the ways of being would be curious about the other person rather than jump into conclusion and bashing that person for whatever she or he would like to express. I think it's very important to start the kids from the beginning. Oh, I see there's a Muslim here, or I see there's a Buddhist here. So be curious about their practice, be curious about their come from, and not straight away negate their point of views. I thought that would be something that we can encourage kids from young to have, that seeing people as they are, be curious and have respect.
Great, thank you. So there's some nice qualities there. So it's creating those spaces so that those attributes can live and be alive, and give the kids opportunity to practice those. Wonderful. So do you want to share this, or do you want to go and break up? Because we literally have 15 minutes. So I don't know if a few people would like to answer a question or two of that.
I saw the questions that yet to be answered, but Baile managed to answer just now. But I just would like to expand on what Baile have shared about spouse, referring to, I think that question also my husband asking that question. So I think it's very important for me as a woman to have a spouse that allow me space to grow, and also if even I fall, they become the safety net. With that only we can go very far, knowing that if anything happened, they're always there for us. So in short, I'm not asking for Superman, but a partner, a husband that would have compassion and empathy. Yep.
Great. Thank you, Yasmin. All right. Thank you so much. So I think we'll go into breakout rooms because I think people feel more comfortable discussing those questions that I've put to you all. So there'll be three in a breakout room. And my dearest Rose, wait, I can't see her.
Yeah, I'll open them up just now.
Rosie, yes. Yes, please. Can you just make out the breakout rooms now then? And we'll be in there just for about 6 minutes quickly. So each person will talk briefly. The nice thing about being on Zoom is that you have to, even if you're in the middle of your sentence, versus when it's a face-to-face workshop. So to kind of just, I would like a voice here and there from both our genders in the room would be great, is to hear what stood out from the share and what surprised you around the share, whether it be the share in the panelists or in the group as well. Two lovely people, lovely souls, please share with us.
I'm starting off our group, so I was with Chris and Kamari, and I suppose the overall focus of our conversation was about this need for, to some extent, balanced conversations around this topic, and about creating kind of more shared understanding on both sides. Chris was sure about actually he's here to learn, but also some practical things that they've done, for example, as an organisation, saying that they won't sit on an all-male panel because they think it's important that there is a diversity of voices in a space. So if they're asked to go on it, they will decline it if it's an all-male panel. And actually on the flip side of it, Kamari was sharing that actually when she's done work around kind of period poverty and things like that, they're actually trying to get more voices into that space because they realise that it's dominated predominantly by female voices, and therefore they need to break a bias by saying, just because this is a female issue, if you like, it shouldn't just be up to females to try and address it. Actually, males need to have a role in that space as well. And so the need of how we create those environments where that dialogue can happen. And we were just concluding there about saying sometimes, and I think it's certainly not all the time, but sometimes find an environment where actually when there is male sometimes in that shared space, the voice can end up dominating and they come in more with a, I'm here and I'm going to come with a solution, as opposed to coming in with curiosity and giving the space to ask questions and things. So I suppose we were just having, summary was the need to have both and the whole spectrum of gender in a space, but it's about dialogue and curiosity and how we hold that space to be really inclusive and it not being one side with the answers or vice versa.
Awesome, great. Thank you, Claire. So I'm hoping to hear from someone else just now, but it's the importance of us all being part of the space. It's a balancing act. Without the word act, it's balancing the situation, and there's a lot of wisdom and asking questions and listening. Anyone else, please? Just one last person I would love to hear from.
Yeah, I'd love to share.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I was in a breakout room with David and Irene, and I think we really enjoyed our conversation. I think it started from David really mentioning his question of, why do I hear a lot of women share about their struggles about, work-life balance, like caring for their family. But when it comes to like men, like male entrepreneurs, they don't really mention that much. And so we touched upon, I think, really many topics, right? So one, I think Irene mentioned the woman being assumed as the role of the caregiver, that as a stereotype. And we talked about how we have to really encourage and advocate for paternity leave for both men and women to also move that forward, move that notion forward. And I think we even went into toys, how, we have to teach girls and boys at home from such a young age that they don't have to assume their gender roles, I think David shared that his daughter is going into carpentry, and that's not very typical, but it's, and there must be a lot of biases there too for her. But it's amazing how, we can still do that. So just how at a young age, children learn those things, whether subconsciously or just right out. So we also have to work together to kind of create, right, like an environment where children, and also just like not just at home, but role models, right? I think David also mentioned how the Prime Minister hasn't taken paternity leave, the British Prime Minister. So need more role models there too, so then we can all normalize these.
Awesome, great. Thank you, Fair. Sounds like it was very insightful and the right questions have been asked. And thank you for that. Wonderful, thank you. And I've also seen one also shared some insight in the chat. Thank you very much on that. I would love to read it, but everyone else you can read. But what I really want to make sure is also to go on to our next point. And it's really about us. We've been in the space, and thank you very much for everyone for coming on really exploring this, just touching this topic on you at your best, and how do we break biases as women and navigate that in our spaces. And as men, how do you become allies around helping women and supporting women to be their best? The environment is a conducive for that, as well as how to reduce the bias that we have to navigate. On that, which was very exciting, Rosie will share something. We will be emailing you all some awesome material. And this material is really now to really take it to the next level, bring it into your organization. So there'll be 3 forms, so she'll go through them very quickly. This will be on your email. It's really giving you an opportunity to look at how can you break the bias. What type of thinking do you have? What type of feelings around that? She'll go into the next slide just now. And what kind of actions can be taken around this topic? So that will be the one piece of material that will be shared with you on email. So it's really about, from the space, from learning from each other, from peers, how do you now put this in practice in your space? And there'll be something else that will be emailed as well on breaking the bias. And that what kind of leaders can I be, what kind in my space, what kind of thinking, feeling, action do I need to take? And then the last one will be appreciative inquiry exercise. Again, this exercise can be done in your workspace. So it's really not about just coming here and just listening. It's about listening, experiencing, reflecting, and putting it back in action within your organizations. And I'm really happy that you all made it here, and we're still all here. And thank you so much for being here from all walks of life, and have a phenomenal day, an awesome month, and a wonderful year ahead. And we shall hopefully see you soon. Thank you.